Hi, my name is Jack. The idea of falling in love. It's a thought that has resonated in my mind for the longest time. It's something that ever since I was in high school, I've fantasized about, yet haven't achieved yet. Love seems to be this distant idea that I can't even comprehend if it's real, if it's an actual thing I can have with a girl. My mind is blurred. But this is a story of my feelings and ideas on love, some events that have affected my perception, and what my thoughts are going forward on my idea of love. The thought of being in love is something that makes me simultaneously both anxiously happy as well as sad and depressed at the same time. And the long fixation on loving at a young age that I've had for a while now. The concept of young love has lived with me for a while and is something that I've dreamt about experiencing. Those romanticized moments where some girl and I would go on dates to the park or laugh and tell stories about our lives under the stars until our eyes couldn't stay open a second longer. Looking at our futures and realizing the potential of life in front of us, the possibility of going through it together. I know I've heard numerous people say that it's not worth it, and it's just a stupid affection that younger people have, or that it's only a movie ending. And while I guess I agree with that to some extent, I don't completely. I like to think I'm a very caring person, and a loving person at that. I love my family, my friends, and everyone that's surrounded my life. But there seems to be this hole, this void within me for having a connection with a significant other, and I've had that for a while. It's almost like I feel like I'm going to miss a part of my life, something that I was meant to experience. Struggling to comprehend this has hindered my mind for a while, and I've tried to tell myself that real life is different from the picture-perfect portrayal that is displayed on social media, but it's hard for my mind to say otherwise. As I've stated in previous videos, I've lived alone for the past 3 years, and the loneliness only plays into the search for love, the continuous days of silence and the burden that it has on my soul, with no one to show how much I really do care. It plays into the ideology of finding someone who I can experience the world with and cherish, which I like to think isn't too outlandish. But whatever I do, I seem to never have the strong connection with someone, and it eats away at me. So it's a bit different for me, recording something where I'm no script, but been just sitting here for 10 minutes just thinking. And my idea of love sometimes I know is maybe wrongful to think of, and it's just thoughts that I shouldn't think of, but today has really made me think more about myself and just focusing on myself, loving myself more, and it's honestly been great. Like, this has been truly a day that I'm going to remember for a long time, and I'm happy that I came out here to the park. Again, it could just be little trips like this, but this really, really opened up my eyes. My perception of love will not change. Even getting out of the young love idea, I still want some realm of the idea of love. That unconditional affection that I would have with someone else, where we would do anything for one another. Where we could talk about our interests and fight through the tribulations we call life. Someone with whom I have this interlocking connection with, and we would do anything for one another. Maybe this is foolish of me to say, as in this day it's hard to find that connection easily. But a major part of the problem of figuring out the idea of love has been within myself. Right now it seems so cold. And maybe this is just a transformative period in my life, but love is this idea right now that seems so joyful and something that could help me with all my problems. Can help me finally be happy, but it still seems so distant. As in something I may never get. I know I'm young, but the wait to find that person has always lingered in the back of my head, and has with past encounters with girls. I've had things with girls, but never a serious relationship or girlfriend, and this has clouded my idea and perception of what love truly is. This is in part to my own mental health problems that I have been working on recently, and how I've treated interactions with people I thought I had something with. But that is what leads into my inexperiences and insecurities I have within myself. I saw a quote somewhere recently that said, if you make a response from a girl, you're everything, and whether you have a good day or not, you are an insecure person, and I could not relate more. especially most recently with the girl I was talking to a few months ago. Something that really bothered me was whether she would respond to me or not. It made or broke my day. It was my validation. It was my self-esteem boost, and I was so infatuated since I had never experienced a relationship before that it was all I thought about. Which I obviously now know is no good trait of any good relationship. It's all a state of delusion that I was in. And as I've healed and matured significantly over the past few months, I see that I was a shell of a person, someone who wasn't ready to love or have an actual relationship with, which has at least brought some peace within me about how bad that relationship ended. But, well, maybe not as bad. Other past relationships have ended the same. I used to get this idea in my head about how everything would take place, fantasizing from listening to songs, picturing us together. Yes, this may be corny, but I'm being vulnerable here. This is something I've thought about every single time the relationship ends, either whether it's a slow fading out or a big halt. I get it though. Some things aren't meant to work out, and are meant to be lessons and memories that help build your character so that when you find your person, it will feel perfect. It'll feel right. People who are intended to be in your life will be. Just right now, it's really hard for me to piece together my experiences and move forward with a positive outlook after all that has happened to me. But where is my mind currently? As much as the idea of loving someone else still resonates in my mind, something else has come to the forefront and has been my priority over the past month, and that is loving myself. I'm a very critical person myself, and have never had the self-confidence or self-love for myself to the full extent. Love towards myself has been hard to come by, as I feel like I'm never worth anyone's time. And it really sucks thinking this way, but I do, and always wonder why I'm never enough. But recently I've been thinking about how the old saying goes, if you can't love yourself, how are you supposed to love someone else? I need to be more confident in who I am and love and respect myself before I can do that with someone else. And while I can't say that I've found myself yet, I'm surely on my way and have been discovering more and more things about myself that will eventually lead into the ultimate version of me. As much as others may not say, these videos truly have helped me, and seeing myself while I'm editing or just filming the clips makes me realize that I am growing as a person and that I am slowly learning to love myself and for who I am. I know one day I will truly fall in love. Maybe I'll meet that person next week. Maybe next month. Maybe it's in a few years. But I'm now truly realizing the importance of patience, and I know that for now I will continue to work on my well-being until the day that I eventually fall in love. I hope you guys truly understand the importance of self-love and how important it could be for your character and your well-being, just as it's been for me. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.